beautiful world. Welcome back to my channel. And today, guess what? We're gonna be talking about books. Go figure, right? So, I've been actually putting this video off for a while, and that's because I read a book that I really didn't enjoy, you guys. It's not a bad book. It's just it didn't work for me. So, I'll try and explain why, and I guess we'll go from there. The book I'm talking about is this right here. It is called For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten or Hannah Whitten. Um, I've read this, like I said, maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and it's a really, really easy read, you guys. Really, you get the gist of it right away. But I don't know. I did not really enjoy it as much as I should have. So the idea of this whole book is that there is this queen, and when the queen of this area has two daughters, the first daughter is meant to be for the throne, so she's basically going to be the next queen upcoming, and the second daughter, which is our main character here, Red, is meant for something called the Wilderwood. And there's this sort of idea that everyone believes that they have to sacrifice the second daughter to this Wilderwood, where this wolf is waiting for her. And once they sacrifice her to the wolf, these monsters or these mean things that come out of this wood area will not go there, and then their city or villages and the people there are all safe. So we follow Red, who is the second daughter who's meant to go and be sacrificed to the wolf. We follow her along, and the first, I don't know, 40 pages of this book is with her, how they have this whole entire getting ready for her, and they dress her all up in all this red, and red is signifies sacrifice. And then they have this great ball for her, and all these people are invited, and it just goes on and on, getting her ready to go to this wood to meet the wolf. So she finally goes, and she goes through these woods where, by the way, no one else goes there. No one else dares to go there. They're all terrified of this Wilderwood. Um, once you go like once she goes in there, it's really scary. It's there's no bird sounds or anything, and there's this sort of like something is eating at this wood. um you know it's a quiet place. It's like almost like a haunted place, I guess, because there's no sounds anywhere. Anyways, so Red goes through this woods, and she falls, and this is the part that bothers me. She stumbles across, and she falls, and she gets a thorn to cut her cheek. And then, okay, that's fine. She goes along, and she sees this sort of castle. She goes into it. She finds a library, and she goes in, and she's walking around, and she notices someone's sitting there. And this someone happens to be a man who's supposedly this wolf person. Their meeting, I mean, it was just so uneventful, you guys. You spent the first 40-50 pages of this book, hyping up this wolf, and how horrendous this place is, and oh my god, what's gonna happen to her. So you expect it to be scary, and literally she's in this library, and she looks over, and there's this man sitting there writing stuff, and he says to her something like, oh, don't quote me, it's not exact, but something like, oh, I don't have horns on my head, if that's what you think. And then he says something like, oh, you must be the second daughter. I'm like, it wasn't very eventful, you guys. I expected so much more. And then going back to this cutting of the cheek. So she cuts her cheek, going through this forest to meet this wolf man, and then um, somehow she has like blood on a book, and then she again refers to her cutting her cheek, and then the wolf looks at her and realizes that her cheek is cut. So I'm like, Jesus, Murphy, like it just, things just repeat over and over and over again. um, there's times in here where eventually they, I mean, obviously there's a relationship that they build, and they go into the forest, and the way that they heal these woods is they cut themselves, and well, that's one of the ways. There's two ways. There's through blood. So the wolf cuts himself and then slams his hands down into the floor, and the what's it called, the woods, I guess, suck his blood and it cures the wood. And then there's another way, which is through magic. But it's just, you know, I don't know. I expected more details, I guess. I expected something, just I didn't find that something. And it's constantly repeating. They go in through this wood, and they see that the woods are dying, and they slice themselves, and they slam their hands to like the wood or the bark, or they slam their hands into the floor, and it's just repetitive. I found it to be very repetitive. Um, but overall, it's a good book. Um, I mean, the idea, the story is really really good. I just, I don't know. I felt like it's geared more towards maybe the people in their 20s, young 20-year-olds, as opposed to someone who's been reading stuff like Brandon Sanderson and Joe Abercrombie and things like that. It felt like very, I guess, young, for young people to read. Anyways, I don't know what else to say about it. For you that have enjoyed it, that's wonderful. Again, everyone has their own opinion. This book just, it really didn't work for me. That's all I have to say about it. And I hope you have a good day, and we'll see what else is to come up. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.